A special modeling of pesticide concentration levels in soil and rivers at field resolution and river basin scale is an integral part of the SPRINT project and complements other tools within the Toolbox suite. First element of this tool are predicted environmental concentration maps showing pesticide levels of multiple chemicals in soil and water estimated for individual fields and rivers. Pesticide levels were estimated using distributed synopsis model and input data covering climatic, farming, physical, chemical, and hydrological variables. Peg maps created for a predefined scenario at field level are compiled in the browser. Using dynamic filtering, we can search through available interactive maps and look at fine details of fields and rivers polygons by selecting district, compartments, time points, and chemical of interest. Peg maps at national level were produced using the same model as field level peg maps, with input data being aggregated at river basin level. National peg maps browser follows the same structure. It allows for searching peg maps through 3 countries, 3 pesticides, 2 environments, and several time points. Interactive HTML maps allow users to have both broad view of pesticides levels in river basin and closer look at fine details of fields and rivers.
The Pan-European Maps tool brings a high-level overview of pesticide pollution across the entire Europe, visualizing modeled annual average concentrations of 120 substances in agriculture soil, natural soil, freshwater, and air. How were these values obtained? We combined global data on real pesticide usage from 2016 to 2020, showing where and how they were used, with the environmental emission modeling and with the geospatial Pangea multimedia model to estimate the environmental distribution of these substances and their resulting concentrations in soil, water, and air. The users should be aware that the tool shows model predictions rather than measured concentrations. Users can firstly select the specific environmental compartment of interest, such as concentrations in agriculture soil or freshwater, and then they can choose a specific active substance. The map instantly updates to display a color-coded distribution of the predicted concentrations, allowing you to visually distinguish between low exposure areas and potential pollution hotspot across the continent. This tool helps policymakers and researchers to identify large-scale zones of high risk and environmental footprints of pesticide use at the EU level, serving as a strategic starting point for targeted monitoring or further local investigation.
Concentration maps focusing on air shows predicted, not measured, concentrations of selected pesticides in air across 3 different countries. The mapped values may serve as inputs for estimating inhalation exposure and for linking results to epidemiological studies. It is important to note that different simulations were conducted for each country, Czech Republic, Denmark, and the Netherlands, to test the usability of the modeling framework and to explore uncertainty in model outputs. Therefore, comparisons between countries should not be made. Users can select a country, a pesticide, and view the predicted air concentrations in a map. This tool provides a screening level overview of potential airborne pesticide exposure, support for prioritizing regions for monitoring, and input data for impact assessments and long-term policy evaluation.